Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
Hey, Larson.
Yeah.
Would you like to answer some questions?
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right, let's have at it. Corey G opens us up by asking, imagine CM Punk decides to retire from wrestling tomorrow. He makes a big to-do about it. Calls a press conference. Yeah.
A media scrum, if you will.
With no muffins. What do you think CM Punk's legacy is going to end up being?
For those of you who watch Numbers Don't Lie, have a sense of this, I guess, to a degree. I think you knocked him more for legacy when we redid his numbers than I did, but I still think people are going to kind of have, for a little bit, a bad taste in their mouth about Phil based on how he comported himself at the media scrum and whatnot. Say what you will about the brawl that followed and who, should shoulder the blame for that, but any way you look at it, how Phil behaved at the media scrum was completely unprofessional. In a lot of ways, burying the company he worked for. And, since that's the last image we have of him in a wrestling capacity, I think that's going to carry a lot of weight for a while. But I think eventually people will kind of be like, well, yeah, he did a lot of cool stuff too. So in the end, I think it'll kind of even out.
I think I think it definitely, because of the media scrum, it'll be knocked. So I don't know if when you say even out, it's not going to be as high as it would have been without the media scrum.
Yeah, but I don't think people are going to be like, say, if people now think, he completely sullied his legacy 5.
I don't
5
think
years from now, it'll be what? I don't know, like a 7.5.
I think the lasting image is a powerful one, but not one that completely negates the good work that he did do. I agree. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that, it's unfortunate. I do appreciate that his legacy is not going to be one of what if, we'll have the full picture of what could he have done if he came back. For a lot of that run, he did some really cool shit. That last run in AEW, I thought he did a lot of good stuff. Yeah. And then it all fell apart with that one moment. But that was a powerful image. Him, eating the muffin, beat up, just running down the company. That was a powerful image. And that is going to have a lasting effect. And I'll say this, just looking at other wrestlers who messed up their legacy. Obviously, nobody likes to talk about Benoit because that is something that was so thoroughly horrifying. The Hogan stuff was much worse than what CM Punk did. And because of his contributions to the popularity of wrestling, I think at the end of the day, people are willing to still appreciate what Hogan did for the business, which I think was actually a lot more than what CM Punk did for the business in the first place, because he was like the figurehead of the popularization of modern professional wrestling. Mm-hmm. But I think the bottom line is people are going to appreciate Punk for what he did. I mean, he still has a lot of fans. There's still a lot of people out there on Twitter I see like, CM Punk was right about everything.
Yeah.
So
I see that too. I see that too. I've seen that as well. Frankenfoot, I think that's what this says movie of the year. I haven't seen a lot of movies this year.
Movie of the year?
First one that comes to mind was the Top Gun movie, Maverick. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I have not seen a lot of movies this year.
Neither have I. And I can't really remember the ones that I have seen. I don't know when it actually comes out. I hear the Knives Out sequel's pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's out already.
That's going to come. Well, it's going to be on Netflix for everybody to watch within the next week or two. I think it's around Christmas. Right. It's like 23rd, I think.
Gotcha.
Was the Batman this year? Maggie says
was that this year? Because that was great.
Was that this year? God damn! It feels like it was 2 years ago.
I know.
Wow, that'd probably be my personal favorite. I watched that movie. That was really
good.
Yeah.
Mayor of Planet Houston here mentions the Adam Sandler basketball movie Hustle. That was really good. I actually really enjoyed that. I
need to see that. Devmo also brings up Everything Everywhere All at Once. Everybody said that movie was amazing.
Yeah, I need to check that out.
I'd like to see that. I imagine The Whale is probably going to be pretty spectacular. I watched I think that's coming out this year. I don't know if it's coming out early next year. I think it's coming out this year, though.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, I don't know. Like you said, unfortunately, I have not seen a lot of movies this year. I don't really keep tabs on that stuff anymore. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Louis James says 2022 is the first year since 2001 to not feature John Cena on a WWE show. Well, that's going to change because he's going to be on the last SmackDown of 2022.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
Or
said,
just
but
pay-per-views.
his question is, though, it's a good question still. Do you miss him in WWE?
Not really.
I'm going to say John Cena did so much stuff in WWE. Like, what else would there for him? What else would there be left for him to do?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's so overpowered. I'm like, no, let's make room for other people. Let's make room
Imagine
for
now
other
that he's even older, and the old wrestling trope is the older you get, the more powerful he is.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, absolutely. Darius asks, do you think either of the winners of the Iron Man Survivor losing their title could harm the validity of that match, especially since both the current champs have burned through everyone else?
So I think the odds of Roxanne Perez winning are pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I think the odds of Grayson Waller beating Braun are basically zero.
You think they're zero?
Well, I said basically zero.
So between 0 and 3?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say it's between 0 and 10. 10%.
Because if anybody on the current NXT roster is going to beat Braun, it should only be Mello. It should only be Carmelo Hayes. That's the only person on the roster right now. Within the next 6 months, that should beat Braun.
So if it was my choice, if you had the choice, Mello beats Braun, NXT, but he has to be champion for at least a year.
Mm-hmm.
Or Waller beats Braun, Mello goes to main roster. Which would you choose? Mine would be the latter, by the way. It'd be Waller beats Braun, Mello goes to main roster.
Well, I mean, there is a third possibility. Braun beats Waller, Mello still goes to main.
Yeah, but that wasn't in my two choices.
I know, but that's not.
This is
the
my
only two
question.
choices that
This is
can
my
happen.
question for you. No, it's an either or. That's why I'm suggesting it.
I would like this. Mello should be on main. He should be, absolutely. He should have been on main 6 months ago. Him and Trick. Part of me is interested to see how well NXT could market itself with Carmelo as the top guy. Because Braun he's just not that interesting of a character, and whereas Carmelo really is. And if they really want to elevate NXT to a level of maybe getting 700,000 every week, I mean, you got to tell more interesting stories on a regular basis. But you make Mello your top guy, and have him be the cornerstone of that promotion for 6-8 months. It could be something. And then he goes to Maine. He's going to go to Maine at some point.
He's going to go to Maine at some point. I kind of think that he's just doing his sort of, goodbye tour. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. I would do the latter. I'd have Waller beat Braun. Braun has been a face champion for too long. I know Mel is a bad guy, but Mello needs to be on main event. Mello and Trick need to be on main event. I'm sorry.
In the main event.
They need to be on main roster. They already did a main event match. Big Nasty Kale says, what kind of lights does Steve use for his background lighting? If I have an affiliate link to Amazon, drop it. No, I need to do that, though. I need to do that.
We should do those things. We need more affiliate links.
Honestly, but here's the problem. These lights right here, these are $5 color floodlights from Walmart. That's all they are. I got a red one, and then I got a blue one. And that's all I got. There's just two flood. Well, I got a little LED strip down there in the thing. But
my red light back there is just a light bulb that changes colors, and it's got a little remote to it.
There's like one sliver of red light right there behind your head.
I know, but see, look.
Yeah. Now that sliver becomes blue. Wow. And then, what else you got? Nothing. Green to the moon. But yeah, we got to do that affiliate marketing stuff. Let's see here. Tristan says, what's a piece of wrestling gear / clothing accessory you think is underrated or overrated? He says, personally, I think the battle pants Roman Moxley and Kingston wear are cool. Would love to see more people utilize them. That is on my get rid of that shit list. I cannot stand like pants like that. I don't think they should be worn in there. I can't stand it. Don't like those.
Yeah. I can't really think of anything per se. I don't mind those pants.
I'm gonna
say wear something you're comfortable in.
underrated would be like, I don't know. There's a ton of wrestlers who just like Mustafa Ali, his last, the black and gold stuff. Oh my God. They were beautiful. They were beautiful. Akira Tozawa's board shorts look very comfortable. And I like those. I think they look cool too. Yeah.
So is it the issue with those battle pants, whatever they were called, is not so much them, is that they're not aesthetically as interesting as you would like them to be.
That's one aspect of it, sure. That is
even
one
though
aspect
Mox tries to fancy him up a little bit.
I feel like Roman should be wearing like Brock style fight shorts. I think that would make more sense because he's showing up to fight. But I just think that they're not. They just don't seem. I sort of put myself in in their. They just don't seem comfortable. I'm sure they are, and that's why they wear them.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm like, I don't know. I don't seem that comfortable. Anyways, let's see here. Damon says, do you see NXT going back to producing premium live events or stick to TV specials? He says, I feel TakeOver has felt more important. They can keep putting a $9.99 sticker on a $10 burger and calling it special.
Well, they're going back out on the road, so I feel like they're going to start upping their game with their PLEs.
I think they're probably going to do, isn't Vengeance Day going to be a PLE?
Yeah, and Charlotte, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Stand and Deliver is a PLE. So
yeah,
I
and
think
the one that just happened was too, Deadline.
That was too, yeah.
If it's on the weekend, it's a PLE.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think they're still probably going to do themed episodes of NXT
I think so too,
well.
in between. Yeah, because they're only going to do like 4 or 5 pay-per-views in the course of the year. Andrew,
when is usually they do like a New Year's, what is it called? New Year's
Evil. That's on the 10th, I think.
Oh, it's not till the 10th?
Yeah.
Why isn't it on the 3rd? Oh, they're going to batch tape, aren't they, for the holidays?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Andrew here says, debate who's the better booker, Triple H or Tony Khan?
I mean, it's sort of...
I'll say this.
Yeah.
Triple H has more consistently gave close to equal focus on every division. Not to the same extent Impact does.
Yeah, right. Scott D'Amore is the answer, by the way.
Whereas, obviously, Tony Khan has not.
Mm-hmm.
So I would give Triple H the edge in that regard.
I would give Triple H the edge in pretty much every capacity. I really would. I think that number one, the fact that he's sort of come up, studying the business of pro wrestling. I think that obviously he has his predilections the same way Tony Khan does.
Yeah.
But, he's also got 5 hours of TV to deal with, which is just sprawling. It's just, this is a lot of stuff. And he's sort of saddled with a 3-hour Raw. But no, I think the characters in WWE, since he's taken over, just feel like they have more life to them. There is a heavier emphasis on women's wrestling, obviously. He doesn't treat them like an afterthought. The type of characters we see are a lot more varied and diverse in WWE. Mm-hmm. And he wants things to make sense, and he pays things off. And I think that Tony Khan still has a lot of learning to do.
Oh, yes. Agreed.
Let's see here. Cesar, we'll end on this one. Says, with the announcement that Ring of Honor won't get a TV deal, do you think the purchase of Ring of Honor by Tony was a mistake? $4 million.
That's all it was?
That's what I read.
Yeah, it's not that. I don't know if I'd say it's a mistake. I think the mistake might have... he's made a lot of mistakes since he's bought it. If the idea is I'll pay $4 million so I have that tape library, and if I can continue to use that brand as a touring promotion, then that's a bonus. But the fact that he has not been able to find a streaming home for the Ring of Honor library outside of Honor Club, and thus no streaming home probably for weekly new Ring of Honor television, that's kind of the problem. If Honor Club wasn't that great of a success before, I don't know if it will magically turn around now. I think the money is probably in licensing that content out to another streaming service. Maybe there's no market for that right now. Maybe the market he thought was there within Warner Brothers Discovery evidently just isn't there because they ain't spending money on anything.
Yeah, it depends on what you mean by was it a mistake for who? Because I think that the Death Before Dishonor did like almost 40,000 pay-per-view buys. Well, at a gross, that's around $1.5 million, I think, because I think they were selling for $40. I don't know what the split is with Bleacher Report. I have no idea. But clearly, like, he's been able to find a way to make money off of Ring of Honor. Now, would it have been better for him to take the AEW brand, which clearly has more oomph than the Ring of Honor brand?
Yeah, it's more relevant right now. Yeah.
Should he have created an AEW sub brand instead of trying to force Ring of Honor on people? I don't know. We don't really live in that universe. So I don't know. I think he probably had expectations because he probably had great conversations with Nancy Daniels, the AEW executive who now left. I'm sorry, the Warner Discovery executive who was a big fan of AEW. She just left. There was probably assurances made. Yeah, no, we love what you do. We'll get you a TV deal. I can see how that could work. And then like it all falls apart. And this is just a really unique situation.
Yeah.
Where they're probably not cutting deals with anybody right now.
Doesn't seem that way.
So yeah, it's a unique situation. I mean, look, he's going to be able to make his money back and then some in the long run.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I doubt that he feels a mistake. Look, the dude comes from a billionaire family. $4 million is not, it's like $20 to me. You know what I mean? Like it's not. No, I think
it's not going to hurt his bottom line. No.
Mm-hmm.
Not even close.
Yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it for today's episode of Questions. Thanks everybody for watching. We appreciate it. Check out this video.
Yeah.